It was in the first week of September 2007 that I came across that video, which sparked a musical revolution. The idea behind it was so fascinating to me. A character that sang songs using a realistic voice synthesizer. A cute singing computer. I saw the early fan art that popped up around that time, and then a few months later I started seeing art of another girl. And I realized that that green-haired girl wasn't a one-off thing, that this was going to become a trend. Of course, I had no idea how far vocal synthesis would go back then, and like most people, I thought Miku was the very first Vocaloid because she was the first I had heard of. I stayed a very casual fan of this Vocaloid concept through 2011. I listened to some songs every now and then, but it was still mostly a novelty to me. In late 2011, I realized that these singing computers actually had live concerts, performed via holograms, at least that's how people were referring to them at the time, and they looked and sounded fantastic. I thought this was the coolest thing ever, and in the December of 2011, I decided to share some of these concert videos with my best friend. He's not exactly what you would call an anime fan. There are a couple shows he likes, but holographic concerts of anime girls dancing and singing in Japanese was completely foreign to him. And as I was trying to explain the concept to him, I realized that I knew virtually nothing about Vocaloids beyond the absolute basics. I was ignorant. I decided that I was going to learn everything I could about this technology because I knew I was going to be seeing more of it in the future. I wanted to see more of it, and I wanted to be able to explain what it was to other people someday. I originally created this channel to do video game reviews. I was inspired by people like the Angry Video Game Nerd, of course, but also people like Lazy Game Reviews, who talk about interesting or lesser-known games, or just games they enjoyed when they were younger. I thought I could do something like that too. So I made a couple of gaming-related videos, but the problem was that I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to make videos. I was learning as I went. So I needed a project I could do to help me learn how to use a video editor and make competent videos. I had the idea to make a video series about the Vocaloids because I couldn't find a series like that on YouTube. There were videos that showed samples from each Vocaloid or compared them to their voice providers, but I couldn't find a series that talked about the Vocaloids and what they were in detail. So I decided to make such a series myself, and the result was my History of the Vocaloids videos in the December of 2012. 11 videos covering every Vocaloid from the first ever released in 2004 to the last released of 2012, with song examples for every one of them. After I was finished, I was very happy with myself. I was receiving a lot of positive feedback, and I managed to complete the series all in one crazy month. I felt pretty proud about the whole thing. After a little bit of time, though, I began to realize that that series was not as great as I thought it was. A lot of the information in the videos was just plain wrong. I didn't show many great song examples because I was relying entirely on YouTube to source out songs, and of course I made that series in order to train myself to make better videos, so it was not very well written or put together. I had originally intended those 11 videos to be the only Vocaloid videos I would do, that I would go back to making video game related content. If you're familiar with my channel, then you know that that didn't last very long. I got so much positive feedback from my series, and I enjoyed making the videos so much that I wanted to keep making them. So, over the last 4 years, my channel has revolved around Vocaloids, and more recently, vocal synthesis in general. And that's not going to change. I will continue to make videos about new Vocaloids and V-synths for the foreseeable future. Yet, while I believe I've gotten better at making videos, I still have that original series sitting there, so I've wanted to remake those videos for a very long time, primarily to fix the incorrect information they're littered with. This video is the introduction to the remade History of the Vocaloid series, so let me tell you what to expect. If you've watched my original History of the Vocaloids series, this updated version, the History of the Vocaloids HD, is completely new. I'm not simply updating the old videos, these will be entirely new videos with new information, better song selections, better editing, and they'll be in 720p like my current videos. The HD series covers the exact same Vocaloids, from Leon and Lola all the way to Ivana, but hopefully it'll be something I won't be embarrassed to show other people. Obviously, I can't guarantee that I won't make any mistakes, but I want this series to be something you guys can link to people who know nothing about Vocaloid and feel confident that they'll come away with at least a little appreciation for our digital singers. I should mention, however, that the new series is going to be in a different format. Whereas the original series covered 3 to 4 Vocaloids in each video, the HD series will primarily feature only one release per video. That will ultimately total to over 40 videos, which is a lot, but one of the big reasons I'm doing that is because of copyright issues. The more songs I put in a video, especially for an English language Vocaloid, the more likely it is to run into issues with YouTube. The upside to more videos is that most will be relatively short while being more focused, and I'll be able to show more examples for each Vocaloid. Unlike my original series, I won't be able to get all these done in 1 month. This will be an ongoing project for a little while, but I think it will be worth it. As you watch the new series, please keep in mind that, just like I said in the beginning of the original series, I am not a musician. I do own a few Vocaloids now, but I've only taken baby steps in learning how to use them, so these videos are not from a musician's perspective. I am also not the Vocaloid expert. I know a lot about Vocaloids, but there are plenty of people out there who know much more than I do. My goal for this updated series isn't to be perfect, it's to be an improvement over the videos from 4 years ago, and I believe that, with the help of some friends, I can achieve that. So I hope you enjoy my updated series on the first 9 years of the Vocaloid franchise, and as always, comments and constructive criticism are greatly appreciated. Click here somewhere on the screen to go watch the first video.